If there's one thing I know Americans love, it's dip. Am I right, Matt?
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah. What's your dip of choice?
Funnily enough, a queso dip from a local Spanish restaurant.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I mean, for me, it depends, right? I feel like the UK, we don't have as much of like a dipping chips sort of thing, like, or crisps as we call them. Like, we don't really have that as much. We do it, but not to the extent I think the Americans do it. But have you considered making your own dip in a crock pot?
I have. I've actually done it.
Oh, how did yours turn out?
It was really good.
Yeah. What'd you make it with? What was your dip?
I went to the grocery store. I bought a big block of cheese. I threw that in there, and I threw some ground hamburger in there, kind of like a meat and cheese dip. Threw I don't know if you guys have them, but we have little pre-canned like diced chilies. It's just Rotel.
Yeah.
And so I threw a can of that in there, and that was pretty much it. Like a little meaty Rotel. It was good.
Sounds good.
Really good.
Well, allow me to introduce to you a possible replacement for that in the future. Are you ready to see what Jen is making in their kitchen?
Let's view it.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't retain the shape of the can, so I guess that's a plus, right?
That's always a plus. Now, nacho cheese, not that big of a thing here. Why is the can so massive?
So I have seen those cans before. Usually there is a small section in our Walmart where it is called family portions or restaurant portions.
I'm hoping this is restaurant portion.
No, that's snack size.
Oh, I could see. This is always something I've wanted to compare with you. I've always wanted to compare like the sizes of like our fast food with each other, because I've heard that your regular or your small, as it were, is like our large. And so I've really wanted to... So, I mean, if you guys want to see us comparing that kind of thing, let me know. But, like, this alone has made me go, that can't be a regular portion. There's no way.
No. As somebody who has worked at a Walmart before, those don't sell that often.
Okay. But unless Jen walks in, I suppose. See what she's going to do with it.
Okay. All right, that was one large can
Spill half
of
it
my
on the counter.
Nacho cheese. In addition to our nacho cheese, I'm coming in with a large can of our Hatch chilies.
Okay, so this is the chili thing you were on about?
Okay,
with the can of chilies? Yeah, okay. Still a very large can.
For
but
this delicious...
That is a huge can. I didn't use nearly as much.
Game day appetizer.
It's a game day appetizer. Keep that in mind. This is for game day.
Okay.
This is for game day.
Traditional.
I love this appetizer in our crock pot.
So far, I'm not seeing an issue.
Next, I have just some par-cooked bacon.
Okay.
I'm just going in and kind of rough chopping that right on top of our nacho cheese.
I may be insane, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but par-cooked means partially cooked, right?
I believe so.
Okay, so they've gone halfway through cooking the bacon and gone, yeah, this would be fine to put in a dip.
Or do they mean they've cooked it and it's now been chilled?
Maybe.
Because that looks like, I mean, slightly...
It looks cooked, but like not very well done.
Yeah, it's not.
It looks
crispy.
like you've read the minimum time requirement on the package and you've aimed for it.
You took 30 seconds off.
Now, here's the question: are you a crispy bacon person or are you a soggy, fat bacon person?
Well, judging by the disgust in that second one, I know which one you are.
Yes, it's a loaded question.
It honestly depends what I'm doing with it. If I am throwing it on a sandwich or in recipes, it has to be very crispy. If I am eating it as is, I do love a soggy, fat piece of bacon.
Fair enough. It's crispy all the way for me, but, you know, I mean, you can't all be perfect, so...
And our green chilies. If you didn't want to do...
It's upsetting me how close she is to losing a thumb every time she's doing this.
Yes. I'm just glad you're not insulting the use of scissors there. I just started doing that with food.
Oh, no. Using scissors, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like she could have done this anywhere but above the crock pot, but, it's like, I get it. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, fingers are pieces of meat, right?
Hey, it's just an extra bit of spice.
Bacon here.
Secret
you could also
sauce.
do a chorizo. You could even do like a turkey, some shredded chicken.
List more meats for me.
Index finger, ring finger.
Insert meat here. You could do that. Okay.
Or you could totally make this vegetarian and do like an impossible meat. But as you can see, I'm kind of just rough chopping that just like so.
Why is she spreading it like that? Why does she put them in sections? Is it just for appearance?
I guess. You're just going to stir it up.
Yeah.
Delicious. All right. The key ingredient here is I have my reduced sodium taco seasoning.
Yeah, you don't want extra salt on top of all that salt in that nacho cheese. And
I'd say that's the epitome of buying like 3 large meals
Diet
and then
Coke.
getting a Diet Coke. Reduced
Diet
salt.
I'll have 3 Big Macs, an apple pie, and a Diet Coke.
Medium Diet Coke.
Yeah, medium Diet Coke. I'm on a diet.
Gotta watch them carbs.
Because that nacho cheese has a ton of salt.
It does.
I'm just going in
As does your
with
bacon.
that entire packet of our taco seasoning. It's going to be the best addition with our chilies, our bacon, and making the most incredible game day dip.
I love how much time and effort she's taking into emptying that packet, and yet the nacho cheese, half of it's still in the tin.
Gotta get every last bit of seasoning, but I mean, we don't need all the cheese.
You don't need all the cheese. It's fine.
A chunk of it's on the crock pot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Ooh, that's strong in my nose. Whew. All right, perfect. All right, and then we're going to come in with our vitamin D milk.
Run that back for me. Did she just say vitamin D milk?
I thought she already had the meat.
No. Funny, but I'm more vitamin D milk. Why is there vitamin D in your milk?
And why is it not orange?
I mean, but why is it? No, is vitamin D milk a thing?
Not that I know of. I mean, I think you
she's-
can get like extra calcium milk.
Yeah, but there's vitamin D. Open a window, stand in front of it. There's your sun. Like, why? Why do you need vitamin D in your milk? Why are you hermits? Open the curtains. Let the sun hit you. If you don't want to
That's
go
bold
out.
coming from somebody who lives in a country where
Hey.
half your forecast is cloudy with a chance of rain.
Yeah, there's a reason why we all get so upset at winter, man. But even we didn't think to put vitamin D in our milk. All right.
Don't be mad at our efficiency.
My dips.
It's not efficiency. Don't call that efficiency. Don't try and argue this.
I did not know there was vitamin D milk. I've never heard
Okay,
of
that makes me feel better. The fact that you didn't know. Okay.
A little creamy, so I love to add a little bit of milk. It just kind of helps loosen up that nacho cheese that we put in there, and is going to just make it super creamy. We're going to go in and just give this a nice stir.
I'm hearing her say how she likes things creamy and she'd like a bit creamier and all that kind of thing. She could have used cream.
Yeah, I mean, and if you don't want it thick, because apparently you're trying to thin it down, use half and half. Like,
I just did the nacho cheese. You can, of course, do the blocks of cheese. But I find that if you're just kind of in a hurry and you want to make a quick dip on the go,
The sounds this is
the
making
best
is
route to go.
obsessing
You
me.
could just do plain nacho cheese, but I love elevating my little dips.
Would you describe what she's doing as elevating it?
no. I feel like she just deconstructed it. But at least she organized her food before she put it in there.
That is true. Yeah. Josh and Mama could take some notes here. This is. I mean, so far, I'm more just upset with what's going on rather than the food itself. I'm not particularly hurt by what she's doing.
It looks edible.
It looks edible. At the end of the day, if we've learned anything from these videos that we've watched, that's the main goal. We want edible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just going in, and we're just making sure that everything is beautifully incorporated with that taco seasoning, our hatch chilies, our milk, and of course, our bits of bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I mean, that is smelling and looking so good. Making sure we're reaching down to the bottom of the pot.
Wouldn't that just smell of cheese?
Yeah, all you're going to be getting is just the absolute overwhelming smell of nacho cheese.
Yeah.
You know what that looks like? That looks like when, in America, when you go to, either a sports game or, a carnival or something, and you order a side of nachos, and they give you that little plastic bin, put those tiny little rounds in there, and just give you a spoonful of nacho cheese. That's what that looks like.
Yes, I definitely know this anecdote's point. I definitely have experienced this. It's not a thing. It's not a thing for us.
Actually, funnily
It's
enough,
not.
I think they actually used that nacho cheese that she started with, so that's probably why it looks like that.
It would not surprise me. Would not surprise me.
And getting all that nacho cheese. Perfect. All right.
Yeah, why scrape it off the spatula? You've got enough in there.
She can put it in the tin. She's saving it for later. There's
Save
enough
it
in
for
there
later.
for another batch.
Now that we have this in our crock pot, we're going to go ahead and grab our lid.
Wipe the edge,
It's
wipe the
right
edge.
around the corner, okay? So we want to start this on low.
It's okay. It's not plugged in. She's just doing it for appearance. There's no way that's plugged in. There's no way that she's leaving that on the counter like that. Like, there's no way. As soon as that record button is hit to stop that recording, that is moving to the corner of the room.
Yeah.
There is no way that is sat there. Anyway,
For maybe about 1 to 2 hours.
Wow.
Until we are ready to enjoy.
that's a long time.
Oh my goodness. Our game
okay.
day dip is ready.
Did she say she put it on low or on high?
Hi.
It's on high. Okay, 2 hours. That's pretty accurate.
Okay.
Do you do slow cooking?
I mean, we can. We have a slow cooker. We don't do it that much, but like, I mean, I never thought of making a dip in a slow cooker.
So when
Sounds
I
just
did
buy my
it,
dip.
I think I had it on low for 4 hours.
Right. So her having it on high for 2 hours.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are going to turn this on to warm now.
And plug it in.
We had it on high for 2 hours. And the moment everyone's been waiting for. Ooh, it is bubbling.
It looks the same.
It does look the same, but now it looks like it has oil on the top.
So I actually think that is dried cheese.
Oh.
So
Okay.
to make it more appetizing for people who have never experienced that.
Explain
those
this
who
to a
live
man who has
overseas.
lactose intolerance. Explain
Coming
this.
from a man who has lactose intolerance, yeah, there's no real cheese in there. Well, I guess she did put milk in there. That'll get you.
Well, is nacho cheese? Because it doesn't look like it's cheese. I don't think cheese is meant to maintain a consistent runniness.
It's something. I don't know. Is Velveeta cheese? The world may never know. Do you guys have Velveeta bricks over there?
I want to say no, but again, I'm lactose intolerant. I've never bothered to look for it. I've never actively gone, what do I feel like today? Ooh, Velveeta. Like, I've never really done that. It's more, do I want to punish my body today or not? Cool, let's grab the nicest cheese I can find. Like,
There's two types of people with lactose intolerance. There's the ones that actively avoid, and the ones that say, that's a future me problem. I'm the future
I'm
me.
very much the future me problem. But if I'm going to punish myself, I'm going to do it properly, and I'm going to get the best cheese.
Yeah, Velveeta's not the one you'd reach for.
It doesn't look like it.
I personally do not like the taste of Velveeta because it tastes very plastic-y. It is...
The fluorescent yellow does not signal good food to me.
No, which is why, like, a lot of American cheeses have, like, the bright yellows.
Yeah, I as a British person, as a European, as a non-USAan, I can say that we do look at your cheese and go, "The hell have you made?"
I've
What is
heard
this?
that a lot.
Yeah. It's
couldn't
not just
answer
your
that.
cheese. There are other things that we look at and go, "What have you done?" Fanta, for example. Why does your Fanta glow in the dark? Why?
It's
why
the
does it glow in
same
the dark?
color as Iron Brew.
Yeah. Okay. So why have you made Iron Brew and put a Fanta label on it?
Copyright.
Fair enough.
It smells so delicious. I'm going to go in and just give this a nice
The colourful
stir.
utensils again.
It is a perfect temperature. It literally smells
It's a sign
so
of
delicious.
not
That,
being
like,
able to cook.
Spicy.
No, doesn't look good.
No, their food is bleak, so they have to have brightly colored utensils to spice things up. What color are all of your, like, large spoons, like your stirring spoons? Do you have wooden ones, or do you have, like...
They're
We have-
like silicon or metal.
So all of mine are wood handled with silicone, like, ends.
Yeah.
And they're gray.
Yeah.
Gray silicone,
Yeah,
by the way.
gray or black or metal
Yeah.
or metallic color. Yeah.
like Mexican-inspired queso.
That is not
Mexican-inspired
Mexican-inspired queso.
Oh, you can see all that bacon in there too. All right, but we cannot have
The
a
bacon
dip
crying out
without
for
a
help.
vessel for our dip. And my personal favorite, we'll get that out of there. Tostino.
Well, at least she got the scoops.
We don't have Tostitos.
Do you have any like store-bought tortilla chips like that are made like scoops?
Maybe. I've not personally ever eaten them, but maybe. I can see where she's going with it. It's a scoop, so you can scoop up the sauce. Like, I get it.
It works really well.
Yeah, I can
Tostito
see
scoops
it working well.
are peak for dips.
Okay. So she's done right there.
Scoops.
Yeah.
You cannot have a game day dip without some scoops.
Okay.
I mean, perfect dipping chip, if you ask me. I like the ones with like a hint of lime too. Those are really good.
I was going to say I hope that Tostitos is sponsoring her for this video, but I don't think they'd go near it.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Anyway, let's see if she actually eats it.
Oh, I mean, look at how delicious that is. All right, it's gonna be really, really hot, so be careful. And I hope you enjoy this game day dip. Cheers.
Oh, she didn't eat it. Hang on.
She did not. She acted like it, but then it cut.
She cuts off. Do you know how many of these I see where they make something and then it cuts before they eat it? And I'm just there going, you know what you've done. you know what
the
you've done.
monstrosity that you've created.
You know what you've done. What is this?
Side note. She did not clean the edge of that crock pot off. There's like burnt cheese crusted on.
Oh yeah. There's just a burnt bit there. Like she's turned it right. Yeah, there's a burnt thing. But like overall, that's not that bad. I'd eat that, but it just looked so excessive to me. As someone who's not American, that looked excessive to me.
So
but like, for you, is it okay?
With what people normally make, if I had to rate that on a scale of 1 to 10, that is like a 6 out of 10. Like pretty common. Like that's a good standard to go by for American terms. It's not that good. Like it's
I would say that if, and this is just my experience, let us know in the comments if you disagree, like if you're from anywhere other than the USA. If someone turned around to me, like I've gone over to the house for like a sporting event or a barbecue or something, and they go, I've got a crock pot full of nacho dip, I would turn around and go, who hurt you? Right. Why? Actually, my first question would be why. Second question would be who hurt you? Like, to me, this is just excessive beyond belief.
Yes.
Like, it's just excessive.
So, she did say it's a game day dip, and I will say that...
a lot of people for game day, probably.
Yeah. Having American like football parties and stuff, it's the same as like people getting together and watching like soccer, or as you guys call it, football. Like getting into the pub and going and hanging out with your friends. You know, you order like a platter to the table. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's just people do it in their houses. And and better versions of this are a staple. That one, that's doing the bare minimum. You got told about an hour ago, or in her case, 2 hours ago, that you need to provide dip and chips.
Would you say would you say this is like the equivalent of like making chili, but you're just making the packaged chili? You're not like making your recipe that you've worked years on.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of going out and buying like 6 cans of pre-made chili, and then probably throwing like a tomato in there and calling it good.
Right.
That's what this is. It's edible.
This is why I wanted to show you this one, because I was like, to me, this is excessive and doesn't look nice, but to an American, maybe it's okay.
Now, I will say, it does reheat very well.
But it's consistently a liquid, right?
Yeah. It turns, when you put it in the fridge, it turns the consistency of almost not quite a Jell-O, but it's a gelatinous texture. It is solid. It will not pour. You have to scoop it out, and when you put it in the microwave, it reliquefies.
Okay. Okay. See, to me that sounded horrible, but okay. I
said it was the bare minimum.
I still question how something with the word cheese in it can be liquid, but I will take your word for it.
Yeah.
Would you eat this?
I would eat it. I wouldn't rush to make it.
I'd give it a try. I'd probably do the courtesy thing of, oh yeah, yeah, great.
I would eat it.
Yeah.
I would take a small, like if they had dip cups for you spoon some in so you can take it to go. I would eat it. Like I said, that's kind of a staple for like bare minimum. Like if you're just trying to have some friends over and you want to throw a dip together that everybody can nibble on, it's not going to be memorable. Yeah, this is pretty standard.
Okay.
In my eyes.
Well, fair enough. I mean, what about you guys? Like, would you eat this? Like, if you would eat it, like maybe tell us like where you're from. Like, would this be okay? Would it be seen as weird? Like, what would you do? Would you eat this if it's given to you? Would you make this? Let us know. And hey, if you're not subscribed already, subscribe to us so you can see more weird things or lovely things like this. And yeah, my stomach hurts. My lactose intolerant stomach hurts just looking at this.
Well, at least it's got vitamin D.
It's true. It does have vitamin D. Bye.
Boy.